crowd here. Yeah, where am I going to go? Not really prepared, but I might go this way. In the last 12 months, can you stand if you've done any had any Indigenous performances? Can you stand up? No, wherever you work, have you had any Indigenous performances? That's great. That's really, really good. Okay. In your workplace, please stand if you've got any Indigenous workers. And in the same place, have they been part of the story? Okay, I just wanted to see who I was speaking to. Okay, thank you. As I mentioned in the last couple of days, I am from Melbourne. My traditional country is Yorta Yorta man. Something that probably doesn't get celebrated enough in Australia is the acknowledgement not only of our people, it's our connection to the country, but what we are in the world. Aboriginal people are the oldest living culture in the world. I think that's just amazing. And I think that deserves a round of applause. Been asked to do this talk about how I see the future, but it's really hard to go to the future without seeing what's happening today. All of us would like to, I remember that all was a talk, look to the horizon, don't look to the ground. But it's really, really difficult for us to look to the horizon unless we address things that are happening today. Platforms. I wonder who's telling the Aboriginal story. Who's representing the Aboriginal people? Where do the public get to find out what Aboriginal people's life, their story is all about? Sure, you get it on TV. Is that right? Through the media? Is that right? You can go to a rock concert. That's pretty cool. Have we got a political party? No. So, where do we go to tell our story? Here we are on the stage. The stage is the best part. This is now almost like the frontier for us. This is a place for us to tell the world who we are. And I hope that continues. I think everyone in the world has got the right to determine their identity. Failure to do that leaves people vulnerable. I wonder who's vulnerable today. I was listening the last couple of days, and all my life really. I remember my mum telling me a story, and she's in her mid-70s, 80s now. But she tells me she's 21. But she always says, I'm sick of telling people who I am. I've been saying it all my life. When are people going to understand and hear what I've got to say? And I said, yeah, you're right, Mum. Maybe I need to speak a bit louder. Or maybe come to theatre. The connection to our people. Everybody's looking for a way of doing it. Sure, you might have friends that are Indigenous people. That's great. That's good for your lives. But how else can you improve your workplace? How can you incorporate that you're doing the right thing for our people, for our story, our identity? You know, art and culture. I didn't realise this till not long ago, but art equals culture. It's the same word in some people's world. It's not our world. Art's new to us. Culture is who we are. How do you define that? It's in our blood. It's in our DNA. So people that I have, when they're talking about Aboriginal stories, going to the public, you need to remember what you're messaging with. The story's got to be right. Because it's our blood that you're messing with. And failure to do that could have serious consequences to us. So what I'd like to see in the future? Well, employment's good. I look up to a lot of people in this room. You know, you are the leaders in this country. And when it comes to employment, the only thing that gives to us is working in a mine. Back in Melbourne, it's going to the casino, working in the casino, or of course working in some Indigenous organisation. But how about the art industry? How about the art industry leading the way? Showing the world how they should engage with Indigenous people. Why don't you fellas open up your doors? Bring us in, because we deserve to be heard, and we deserve to be controlled of our destiny. It's really, really important. So what I'd like to see in the future, I guess, in all your workplaces, especially in your the big ones, you must have Aboriginal people employed. It's really important. I don't know what the proper word is. I don't want to give it a title. But you need a representative in your organisation. They are the link to our culture. They are the link to our families. They are the link to our stories. They connect to the audience, which is our community. They connect to our story. They connect to our culture. And they connect to the spirit. Because let me tell you now, this country, which now is called Australia, with the oldest culture in the world, can you imagine the stories that are in this place? Can you imagine the creation stories that we have? The stories of the mountains and the rivers and the sky and our culture, which makes up this place? It's amazing. And it's time for the world to hear us. And I think as you people who are leaders in our world, it's now to start seriously thinking, what's the next step? What are we going to do? How are we going to be at the forefront when it comes to working with Indigenous people? And I reckon it's time to open up the doors. And what I'd like to see in the future, and I don't look too far, 12 months away from today, I put the challenge out to all of you to employ an Aboriginal person. It's time. Employ the Aboriginal person, connect with the real people, connect with the country, connect with the story, and connect with the spirit. Thank you very much. I've been Jason Tamiru.